Assalamu alaikum, this is me Atisham Haider and you're watching my YouTube channel RILS. I'm the expert trainer of IELTS, which is International English Language Testing System, PTE, Pearson Test of English and Spoken English courses. So those who are interested in learning English language right from its basics, so they are at a right place. So I would share my teaching experience with you guys, and also will tell you the secrets how to simplify the things in English grammar so that you can learn English with fun. So this is defined in a very simplest way, and I'm going to really teach you all the basic concepts of English grammar in a simplest possible manner. Right. So this video is the series of the videos that I'm going to record late, like in the upcoming sessions, which will be about the basic grammar, as I've already said, that the parts of speech, and each of the part of speech will be discussed separately in a video. So this video is the first video of the series of the lectures which will be about parts of speech, and here I'm going to discuss the concept of using parts of speech and also the first part of speech, which is noun. I will define and will tell you its kind. So let's get started the video. Now, what is the concept of parts of speech? Now, parts of speech, they actually play an important role in order to construct a sentence or form a message, because you see that whenever you convey a message across to someone, you always need a word, and each word has its own meaning. So basically a word is the unit of meaning. So each word you assemble at one place, you join all these words together to form a message. But in order to get to fully understand and to fully recognize the status that either it's a noun in English, it's a pronoun, it's an adjective or adverb, verb, and there are lots of parts of speech in English which we have to recognize so that we can confidently use all these parts of speech in a sequence to form a message. So for that particular formation of the sentence, we need to learn parts of speech. So they actually, as you see, that in a body, each cell forms the whole body, and similarly in the wall, each brick that you use in order to structure that wall. So similarly, the parts of speech, they also they act as a single unit or each part of speech, and it contributes to form your message. So now I hope this concept of parts of speech is clear to all of you. That what are they? They are basically independent words having their own meaning, and they contribute to form a message. But there are various categories of parts of speech which we have to learn in the upcoming videos separately. So I will just give you a bit of idea that which sort of words we are going to cover up. So let's get to have them. Now, parts of speech include noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb, verb, prepositions, articles. Though it is as an adjective, but separately we going to deal with it because it has something which I think personally that you must all know about, the use or the application of definite and indefinite articles, because most of the time the students get confused in using articles in their sentence structure. So after articles, we're going to learn about conjunctions, and the ninth word would be interjection. So these 9 parts of speech, we're going to learn each of the part of speech separately in a video, but in this video you're going to learn about the first part of speech, which is noun, along with its definition and its kinds. So let's get started. Okay, now I would say noun. Noun is basically a Greek word and meaning name. So noun is a Greek word meaning name. Here I would say that everything that has its own identity, or any particular object or subject that you can recognize it by its own name, or it has its own identity, like I've got a curtain behind me, and I've got too many objects in this room where I'm recording this video. So I can name those items which have their own identities. Like there are lots of things present, and you may name every single thing, like wall, and you say ceiling fan, or you say a bracket fan, you have the AC in your room. So lots of objects that you can name them, because every particular object has a different name, and through that name you can recognize, or somebody says to you that particular name, so the image of that object, it strikes in your mind. So this is the concept of a noun, that everything, either it is a tangible one or intangible one, tangible like concrete or abstract, but it has its own identity. You can name it a noun. So noun is basically a Greek word meaning name. Now basically noun can be categorized into 5 various types, and these categories, if you get to learn about, so we can have the 5 names that I would say, we have got a common noun, we have proper noun, we have concrete or material noun, number 4th we have abstract noun, and the 5th one is the collective noun. So all these types we're going to study one by one along with the examples, so that you can fully comprehend the concept of noun. Definition I've already talked about, that what it is actually. So now we're gonna study about each type in detail. So let's get to have the first type, which is the common noun. Now common noun basically is a type of a noun, as the name refers to, that it would indicate any common object. So you have got too many common objects, and you are not going to make them specific. So this type of noun is known as common noun. Like you have got number of countries in this world, and you may say that a country, so a country has its own population, so or has its own crops. When you talk about country and not making it specific, that either it's England, or it's Australia, or it's Canada, or any other country in the world. So if you name it, that is not going to be a common noun. So if you are not naming it and you just say country, that is actually a common noun. So city, when you talk about a specific, then it won't be considered as a common noun. But if you say a common city, or any city, you say city, that boy, like not a specific boy. So these all words are considered to be common nouns. Now let's get to the second type, that is the proper noun. Now what is a proper noun? As the name refers to, that it would indicate a proper object, like anything which has its own identity, but that is a specific identity to that object that you name it. Okay, so in this case I must say, like previously I gave you examples in the common noun, like country or city or boy. So similarly I'm going to give you a specific name of a country, and I say that Bangladesh, and I say some other country in Europe, and I say Norway, right? So like when I make it specific, like the country name, so that would be a proper noun. And similarly with city name, you talk about Istanbul, or you talk about Cairo. So you have got too many variations of this specific noun. So you name an object with its specification. So this particular category of a noun is known as a proper noun. Now let's get to the third type, which is the concrete and material, like either oak or material. So concrete or material noun is a type of noun which tells you about the tangible objects, like the objects which you can touch them. They are considered to be the material or concrete noun. Now, I will give you a few examples so that your mind gets clear about this particular category. We have got like lots of objects that we can touch and we can see them. Right, we have got tube light, and we've got AC, we've got wall, we've got this curtain, chair, and lots of objects. So mobile phone. Okay, so these all objects that are present in the universe and that has their own identity, but they can be touched, like they are in tangible form, so we can call them concrete or material noun. But if we talk about the fourth category, which is the abstract noun, so abstract noun actually gives you the concept of those nouns which cannot be touched, like we can call them that they fall into the category of intangible objects, like the concept is there but it doesn't have any physical form. So I will give you a few examples. Like bravery. Bravery doesn't have its physical object. You cannot measure bravery, that how much bravery that individual has it. So or you can't touch bravery, but you say that this person is brave and he has shown bravery in a battlefield. So this kind of sentence or example, like when you talk about some object which has no physical form, or that is only felt by an individual, so we call it abstract noun. And we've got too many other examples like integrity, we've got honesty, we've got happiness, grief. These all are the relevant examples of this particular category, which is abstract noun. Now let's get to the last category, and here I'm going to tell you that this is known as collective noun, as the name refers to a group or community, or like you see that collectively you call a group of members or whatsoever with a specific name, so you can call it a collective noun. Like in a cricket team or a football team, you have got too many players. Like if cricket we talk about, so we've got 11 players in one particular team, so you as a whole call it team. So team is basically a collective noun. And you've got herd, and herd may comprise of more than 200 sheep or whatsoever you have got in the herd, HERD. So you call it as collective noun. And you've got army, police, or you've got too many other words, committee. These all words come under this particular category, which is collective noun. So further, if I say about this noun, that it can also be categorized into a few types. Like you may categorize a noun according to gender. So if you categorize it, you will find two types, like one is masculine, the other one is feminine. These are the two separate types, okay, of noun. And you can also categorize a noun according to its quantity, like you say countable or uncountable noun, or number, like singular or plural. So these are also some of the categories of noun through which you can recognize that either it falls in singular or plural or masculine or feminine or countable or uncountable. So I will give you a bit of examples of uncountable and countable. So countable nouns are those which you can count them, whereas uncountable nouns are those nouns which cannot be counted, right? So you've got too many forms of this particular uncountable noun, like any object that is found in liquid form or in a bulk form, and you cannot name it, like sugar, you have got flour, you have got liquid like fuel or water, lots of liquids that you can take into your account in making it uncountable, but countable like students or chairs or walls or fans or lots of objects that you can count them, like there are 2 objects or 3 objects or 4 objects, so they are called as countable nouns. So singular and plural and the masculine and feminine are easy to understand, and I think personally that you don't need to get deeper into these types, but again, like the major 5 types which I've discussed, along with the definition of a noun and the basic concept of parts of speech in this video. I hope this video was informative for all of you, those who are new to English language, and I would also recommend you to watch the upcoming videos, because they are going to also be focusing on detailed or necessary information about the basic grammar, so that you can really get to understand and to use them in your day-to-day communication, either it's a written one or verbal, or it's a written one or oral communication, because these 2 subtypes come and fall under the category of verbal communication, because verbal communication is that sort of communication in which you convey your message with the help of words. So words will always help you to form a message, and this sort of communication is known as verbal communication, and it has 2 various types. One is the oral and the other one is written communication. So for all these 2 types of communication, you really need to learn about the basic grammar, the parts of speech, and upcoming lectures will be about phrases, clauses, sentence structure, tenses, and lots of things that you're going to learn. So if you are a school student, you're a college student, or you're a graduate or postgraduate, for all of you till university or higher education, or those who are interested in taking their entry test or aptitude exams, so they are requested to please watch these videos, so that you can get benefited. And if you liked my video, so I just want you to share and like my videos and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon button for more informative videos, and also inform others about this channel, so that we can have a great understanding about the basic English grammar. If you come up with certain number of confusions, or you have any specific query with regards to any video, or so, you can type your message in the comment box below, and I would respond back, and I will give my precious and valuable feedback with regards to your query. So thank you so much for watching this channel. I wish you all the luck, and stay happy and blessed. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.